Alright, and welcome back. We got another episode of Sarcasm Speaks. It's me and Bobby here. Jamie's on strike. He's in the other room, but he's refusing to come over.
I'll get
there. So, back on the video show again, finally. I said that in the last show. We downgraded back to my phone, which turns out is better than that shitty fucking camera that we were using before anyway. So, I totally lost my train of thought. I wanted to leave with something, and it's gone.
We could quickly talk about Jamie's video recording skills from last time.
Oh, yeah.
Mine?
Yeah. I'm going to apologize to anyone that actually watched the whole video, because at one point when my phone said it was at low battery, and Jamie walked over and was like, "Oh, it's off. Do you want me to turn it back on?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." But actually what had happened was it got turned off. It was still on. But that's fine. We were all drinking. None of us would have been able to figure it out anyway. And I certainly was not getting up out of my chair.
And that's like a whole feat in and of itself.
Yeah, fuck that. So in the meantime, Chris survived. Again, if anyone watched the video show, actually the video didn't make it for him to fall asleep. But
we talked about it, right?
But we talked about it on the episode at the very end. He had a little bit of a struggle, but he made it. He was okay. Everything worked out in the end. There's a funny story to it, but I'm not going to get into it on air. But we had a good night.
Typically, you don't leave a cliffhanger like that. Like, if you're not going to bring it up, just don't.
Yeah, well, I like to. It's a dramatic effect.
Yeah, but then how are the people going to find out about it?
They won't. It's fine. You got to leave them wanting more. It's like, we know stuff that they don't know.
Peeling back the curtain.
Yeah. So also, we've had the Bruins game. Bruins are playing. They've been looking, well, I was going to say they've been looking good. I should retract that before I even say it. Tuukka has looked fucking incredible.
Yeah.
The team has been up and down.
Well, game 2 was a complete ass kicking.
Yeah.
Third period of game 1 was a complete ass kicking.
Yes.
And then
Second
I missed the first period of game 3.
Yeah.
They showed up in the second.
Which is odd.
And then in the third, Carolina didn't do a fucking thing except Tuukka actually let in a soft goal.
Yeah. And I actually fell asleep probably super quick into the third, and I woke up and there was like 10 minutes left in the third, and I was like, "Oh, fuck this, I'm going to bed."
I knew you tapped out. I didn't know you actually had fallen asleep at one point.
Yeah, well, I think I really only dozed off for like 3 or 4 minutes. Like, it was one of those quick sleeps.
Yeah.
And that's why I popped up and I was like, "Huh, did we win yet?" I was like, "Fuck this, I'm going to bed."
Yeah, I mean, honestly, otherwise, there's not a ton to talk about. They've just been kind of better than Carolina.
Yeah, which is really saying a ton because Carolina blows.
Well, they got through.
Yeah. But what really fucking blows, which, saying that I fell asleep by the third period, is the fucking NHL moving these games to an 8 p.m. start.
Did they always have an 8 p.m. start, like even like years ago?
I don't know.
And honestly, so last year against Tampa was a disaster.
Right.
The Ottawa series was the first round. So actually, the Tampa series was still second round, so actually it wouldn't have gotten to that 8 o'clock. So the last time they made the Eastern Conference Finals was 2013.
Yeah.
I don't remember when those games started. I just remember they all went to overtime.
Right. But again, yeah, we were talking about that in 2013. They were all in overtime, and we were in college, so we really didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, so I was in grad school, but I had to work. I had the 6 a.m. group Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I was getting up at 5. I was still in Bridgewater at the time, and I feel like every Tuesday, Thursday, and potentially Sunday there was a game, and every single time we went to overtime, and just fucking getting in there in the morning with no one was showing up to train either. So it's like I was getting in there in terrible shape.
Yeah.
For like 3 people that have been up all night too.
Right.
This is like my second year of coaching too, so it's like it was just so bad.
Yeah. It's now, now fast forward to fucking the series, and it's like I have to fucking get up and go to work. I don't want to stay up until 11 o'clock to watch a fucking hockey
so
game.
late. Who would have known?
I know, right? We're just a bunch of fucking losers now. That's what
Yeah, that
happens.
checks out.
Working jobs
Yeah, I'm
and
not
doing
gonna
shit.
with that.
Yeah. But I mean, I would even settle for fucking 7:30 at this point.
Well, that's a normal start.
Yeah.
Who also knew a half an hour made such a difference?
It does. It's the difference between like, 10:15 and 10:45.
But you know what I feel like a 7 o'clock start. I feel like the game also doesn't take as long. I feel like the
Yeah.
later the game starts, or when they get into this 8 o'clock window.
Right. Well, see, what happens too is that it's a 7 o'clock start, but then it's like a 7:11 puck drop. Because they do like a whole fucking thing, and then they sing the national anthem, and then they have 6 commercial breaks before the game even goes.
Well, I'm even
By the
thinking,
time they drop the puck, like 11 minutes has gone by.
Well, I'm even thinking that someone could easily confirm this, but it's like in the first and second round. The 7 o'clock start, the puck might drop at 7:07.
Yeah.
But now the puck might not be dropping until closer to like 8:20.
Right. Because they have all this other shit that they're doing.
And then, with it being the only game from the East, the only game of the night,
Right.
they're in no rush to get it over with. So I think the game might go a touch slower. I don't know if there's more commercials or longer commercials or something,
Yeah.
but I feel like the game also takes longer
Yeah.
than, a 7 o'clock start in the first round or even regular season.
Yeah. I mean, bottom line, fuck that 8 o'clock start.
Yeah.
I'm too old for that shit now.
It's tough.
But fuck. Jamie just said this. Also, other Jamie, Jamie Collins might be coming back. Did you see that?
Yeah, have you seen the contract details?
No.
I don't know what they are. And that's
Oh, did he officially sign? I had seen that it was a rumor.
no one. Okay, so I knew they worked them out.
I was like, hey, are those hot?
So I knew they worked them out. They're also right now they're in like the funny off season where they're doing a lot of the show me type contracts
Yeah.
where there's not a lot of money, there's not a lot of dead money.
It's a 1 year deal.
Pretty much all incentives.
Yeah.
And when these guys inevitably, like there's like 6 guys like that. So when 5 of them inevitably retire
Yeah.
or just get cut,
Yeah.
there's really no skin off their back. But I thought Jamie Collins was like almost coming back to like really come back. But I am trying to pull up contract details and I can't find. I'm seeing like 3 years, but
Yeah. See, I didn't know that he had actually signed. When I had seen this morning,
he
it
signed.
said that there were rumors.
He's gonna be on the field tomorrow.
Oh wow. Because part of the article that I read said that the Pats are also currently at the 90-man capacity, so they would have to make a roster move.
Yeah, but that's
But I mean, yeah, that's you just cut fucking
whoever.
loser.
There's a million people that they can cut.
Yeah.
I don't have contract details, so honestly, my opinion just really.
But it is 3 years.
I mean, I don't have details. That's just what one of the articles said.
Yeah.
Come back for 3 years. So I don't know what the contract details are, but if it's a very team-friendly deal, then I'm good with it.
Yeah.
See what happens. And
Yeah.
then you just cut him at worst.
Which,
I don't think he's gonna come back and play the kind of role that I think people wish he will play.
Right.
Like I don't think he's gonna be your middle linebacker
No,
commanding the defense.
I don't think that's what he should do anyway.
No, but like people think they're gonna drop him in the middle, and I just don't see it happening.
He's that type of linebacker that, covers a tight end, covers like a Travis Kelce or like something like that.
Kelsey might be a stretch, but like he covers.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if
Yeah.
he can cover Kelsey. Kelsey might be too good.
I mean, I don't know very many people in the league that can cover Kelce.
But putting Hightower on him and just absolutely biffing him off the line
Yeah.
seemed to work pretty well.
Yeah.
He didn't like that. But the whole thing with Jamie Collins that I'm just trying to gather is they traded him away
Yeah.
for almost no value. I don't want to hear a 3rd round pick was any value.
No.
So they basically gave him away because he's a freelancer and he doesn't follow the plays and doesn't, stick to his assignments.
Yeah.
So now you're going to get him and you're going to put him in a spot where he needs to cover in the flats and in space, and he's just, it's like, did the guy change? Like, do we think
Right.
he is a different player now?
Well, if you want to go down the conspiracy theory route,
It's not. There's no conspiracy theory here.
how much of that was Patricia? Like,
Well-
Patricia didn't like him not playing his defense. Which, granted, let's be real. At the end of the day, it's Bill's fucking defense.
That's what I was gonna say.
But Patricia, you know, was kind of running the show. And,
Was he though?
I mean, depending on who you asked.
Mm.
I mean, Belichick is one of the very last true head coaches where, yeah, okay, whatever. Everyone's like, oh, he's a defensive genius, whatever. He hasn't called the defensive plays in a while.
I don't think he's called them ever.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. He's one of the last true head coaches where, like, he just oversees and delegates and lets his assistants actually coach.
I don't know. I've heard more and more that that's not quite it.
I mean,
But I don't know. Like the defense sucked with Patricia.
yeah,
Well, the defense got. The defense didn't suck. The defense got absolutely gashed in the Super Bowl.
right.
Fast forward 1 year, with
Flores.
allegedly a less talented team.
Yeah.
No Malcolm Butler. Well, he didn't even play. So I guess I guess by the time the Super Bowl came, they had a more talented defense because
Right.
Malcolm Butler wasn't out there. But they got gashed in the Super Bowl 1 year, and then they got into an absolute defensive battle that they won in the next year.
Right.
So some people do say this is all Belichick with a flair of one guy.
Right.
Or I don't know. I mean, it's hard to know. It's hard to know these things.
Yeah. I mean, looking at it, I really think that Patricia had more say than people want to admit.
Yeah, but I even with that,
Because I think he was one of those guys that Belichick was like, he was like his guy. He took him from the fucking North Dakota School of Mining. He started as an assistant. He's like a Josh McDaniels. He was in the organization for a fucking decade and was like, this is my guy. I'm gonna give him the outline of what I want done, but at the end of the day, he's just gonna do it. And
Yeah.
then,
and it might have been. It's you don't know anything with this fucking organization.
yeah, because no one fucking says anything.
So I don't know. Detroit defense wasn't awesome last year either.
No, and it probably won't be very awesome this year either.
I did like the moves they made, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, bend don't break.
Ugh.
That is the one thing I will say about Flores that I enjoyed was he did seem to like to blitz a little bit more and bring a little bit of heat. Yeah, it's a coffee maker.
I'm like, what the fuck am I hearing?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
coffee maker. Gotta get the iced coffee ready
Sorry.
for tomorrow, right?
Mini freak out.
Is the fucking roof leaking? It's not even raining.
Well, I'm like, did I leave like the faucet fucking dripping? Like, fuck.
Or go upstairs and the whole bathroom's just fucking flooded.
That'd be awesome. I'd be so pumped.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be exactly what I want to deal with. Well, so this we kind of talked about the other day, but Jamie, I'm curious to hear your take on this too.
Jesus.
So Alyssa Milano has been going around and has been talking about how women need to go on a sex strike and stop having sex with men because men are not doing enough to support women in like the whole like abortion, pro-choice, pro-fucking life thing.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Doesn't that ignore a pretty big aspect of sex? Is now, I am not the fucking expert on this, but I believe sometimes it is possible for women to enjoy it too.
Yes.
And I believe that they also potentially want to have sex as well.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Again, not like, Mr. Relationship Guru here, but
So
I think that's how it works. I think women also like to have sex.
yeah, I would think so. So I look at it also as like, okay, so she is Miss Uber fucking feminist over here, like women's rights, all this shit. So by doing this and saying that women need to go on a sex strike, aren't you then implying by your actions that women are kind of only there to have sex with men? Being like, if this is something that men need and or want, so we take it away and now we have all the power. Like, so you're then just kind of saying that it kind of like undercuts your whole feminism argument, where it's like, so then you're saying that by you having sex with men is really the only thing that fucking keeps you guys around. Like, by not doing that, now you're gonna get power. Like, you know, does that make sense? Like how I kind of fucking.
I mean, I don't think it's quite that simple. But I'm with you that I don't know if the message fits.
No, I know for sure it doesn't fit.
Because I think part of it too is like with no, obviously there's shitbags out there. There's like some guys that are complete skis balls and like, you know, it happens.
Yeah. And they fucking suck and should be punched in the face.
But it you're right. You know what? Maybe you are right. It does it like almost like implies that sex is only for guys.
Right.
And women are just like the avenue for it.
Right.
In a way.
Right.
But no, it's like it's supposed to be enjoyable on both sides if it's gonna be enjoyable whatsoever.
Right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I'm trying to reason here. I'm like trying to reason on the fly.
But you can't.
Like, does this make sense?
It does. She's fucking dumb. Like the whole idea behind it is just fucking stupid.
And it's like, yeah, I'm trying to like work my way through this, but you know, I think part of like, you know, women empowerment is a little bit of like sexual autonomy, like doing what, you know, what you want to do when you want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if you want to go and have sex with 7 fucking guys, no one cares.
Yeah, you want to go join the tripod club? Go right ahead. Join the fucking tripod club.
But like that, like that's the thing is it's not like, hey, you're just a pincushion. Like it's not like that's not what this should be.
Right.
I don't think.
No, I would totally agree.
Does logic like kind of like line like up like?
Yeah, no.
Does it seem sound or am I be like? I don't know.
I think you're correct because it's kind of like I was trying to explain my point of how I looked at it. Like again, sometimes my brain works in ways and I can't my fucking I can't fill in words right for it like right now.
Well, I'm also trying to make like an informed. I'll be careful with this one. Moderately intelligent opinion.
Ooh.
Instead of just saying like, that's so stupid.
Women.
Again, I think the message is just wrong.
Yeah. I also think this is like kind of a side note, but I think it's funny because I've noticed this point where women will post and get fucking aggravated and saying, why are we letting men decide something about our bodies? Which the whole pro-life, pro-choice thing again. So full full disclosure here, I do consider myself pro-choice. So let's get that out of the way. So fuck you if you're gonna bitch about me.
I'll fucking bitch about it.
Then, however, so on the other side of the coin, when men aren't doing anything for this, these same women get mad and make social media posts saying men need to step up and do something for women. So now I take a step back and I look at this kind of like you're saying, kind of like logistically, and it's like, well, it seems to me like you're trying to act like a 6-year-old because when you want your way, you're trying to play both sides. So on one hand, you're saying that the men that are pro-life don't have a voice because they're not women. So fuck men. And now on the other side, these men that are pro-choice now aren't doing enough and they need to step up and say more. And it's like, well, which one is it? Like, you can't say that men don't have a right to an opinion on abortion on
but
one
also
hand,
say they have a
and
responsibility.
then and then say they have a responsibility to step up. Like that doesn't work.
No, it doesn't sound like it makes any sense.
Right. So it's like logistically here, like this stuff doesn't make sense.
Well, it also it doesn't matter what side you're on, but those 2 points basically say, all right, well, if you side with us and work for it, we're cool.
Yes.
But if you don't, we're not cool.
Right.
And if you don't do anything, we're not cool. Is there are there any other options
Yeah,
here?
no,
You can work for it, you can work against it, or you can do nothing.
Right.
And 2 of the 3 are not cool.
Yeah. 2 of the 3, you're a douchebag, and the other one, you need to be a better man.
Yeah, or I mean, like you really like the Bible or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Toucher and Rich have been talking. So ever since Rich hung up on the guy from Carolina, like they've been getting he's been getting a lot of hate for it. He does not seem to give a shit.
Did you catch them this morning?
I did.
The Redder. They read the letter.
Yes, I did hear this.
Yeah.
But they've even just been saying with like all the hate and like whatever that gets thrown their way, the profile pictures, there's always a Bible or something to do with
Jesus
God, something
or
to do with Christianity, like every time.
And they were saying too, like, you know, the profile picture of these people will have Jesus or a cross or like I love the Bible or all this shit. And then the messages that they're receiving are like, you fucking cunt, I hope you fucking die. Like, you should burn in hell. Like, fuck you. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Obviously, they can't swear on air, but we can.
Well, even the letter
but
that
they were censoring, like, what the F are you doing? You know, like...
The letter that they read today was, hey, numbnuts.
Yeah, that's how it started out,
And then in the first sentence, talk about lacking sophistication.
Right.
You can fucking call them numbnuts.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want to be sophisticated, you say, hey, Fred.
Yeah.
Hey, Fred Toucher.
Yeah.
Like, numbnuts.
Yeah, hey, numbnuts. Hey, Jamie, your coffee's done, by the way.
It's going to need another minute. It's got to finish filtering.
Yeah, it takes like a minute or 2 after the beep goes off. It's not commercial grade fucking.
It's not fucking deathly
coffee. It's not a bun coffee maker. Those things are fucking legit.
A what?
I don't even know what kind it is.
It's probably Mr. Coffee, fucking Target special.
Oh, it's Mr. Coffee.
Yeah. But yeah, those fucking people are like, I don't know. It's all hypocrisy at the end of the day. And I know I've said this before in other episodes, and it's like that shit just pisses me off. Like when people are hypocritical and like say one thing and do another. Like I don't know. I don't care if you're a dickhead or a piece of shit, but like just be consistent about it.
You're asking, and as I always respond, you're asking way too much of people.
I know.
Consistency? Yeah, right. No way.
Hey Jamie, what would you do if you were with a girl, you're trying to close, and she goes, I'm actually on a sex strike right now.
Where am I? What's going on?
You met a girl at a bar.
Oh, I'm at a bar.
Yeah, and you go home with her. So she agrees to come home. Let's get that out of the way too.
Wait.
Okay.
Are they coming here or is he going there?
Let's say here. So she
woof.
comes here. Yeah. So she's got to deal with our fucking dumbasses.
Woof.
So she agrees to come here. Again, let's make that explicitly clear. There are no one's being forced here.
And there's no implication.
No implications.
Okay.
So she agrees to come here.
Okay.
She then agrees to go up to your room and stay the night. However, unlike most of those times where girls will just lie and be like, oh, I can't have sex, I'm on my period, she goes, I can't have sex because I'm on a sex strike. What do you do?
Probably that at first.
What'd you say?
Probably just laugh at first.
Just laugh. What the fuck is a sex strike?
Now, does
Have
the
we
sex...
started hooking up before this? Is that it?
Yeah.
So does the
Fuck
sex
that.
strike...
There's no such thing.
Now, does the sex strike stand for... Call it anything...
Beaches?
Call it anything past second?
Well, second base is all fucked up now. People are doing this.
Yeah, what is second base? I feel like it's not what it used to be when we were younger.
Grab the
So I think the way it went was first was kissing, second was touching, third was...
hand jobs.
Blowies.
Yeah, it was like a weird... like hand jobs kind of... Hand jobs were like the pickle in between second and third. The $5 check from grandma.
Yeah. Sad 16-year-old hand jobs.
So it's like, that might have been like in the pickle between second and third, depending on where you kind of stood on that one. Third was blowjobs or just oral, I guess. And then home was, full Monty.
I don't know. Depends how drunk I was.
So where are we at? Are you in a pickle between fucking second and third?
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to think. I feel like today, second base is like just fucking having sex, and then
God.
third is probably like doing some weird shit. Or you know what? No, we'll call third. We'll go anal.
DPs.
And then home is just fucked up.
The
shit.
tripod.
Like the tripod, like getting fucking choked out. Fucking some sort of physical violence that's involved as well.
What's
like,
it called when you jerk off while choking yourself?
Oh God.
You
That's
into
what
that
I would do to that,
autoerotic
though.
Yes.
asphyxiation?
Yeah.
Walk in, Jamie just has a bunch of belts hanging from his closet door.
Yeah, just be careful if you have a ceiling fan though, in case you accidentally starts going.
Yeah.
I make that sex strike girl like videotape. It's not getting weird, but just by yourself, I guess. She'll join at some point, right?
I mean, yeah.
She's there. It's not like she was homeless.
I feel like you should probably just join the show at this point.
I'm still eating my meatballs.
You can eat them. That's fine.
You're
do
in
whatever
bed
you
since
want.
bedtime.
You're an
Yeah. So
adult.
what is the sex strike the full thing, or what?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's still going, right?
No, is it like are we banning blowjobs and fucking
Oh yeah, shit.
cunnilingus for you sophisticated folk?
Fellatio and cunnilingus.
Do you remember the old Dave Chappelle skit when he was talking about Condoleezza Rice, but he kept calling her cunnilingus?
Cunnilingus Rice.
Yes.
Yeah. That was such a great fucking show. Oh man. I'm gonna say that just in the interest of people in general, and to hopefully avoid like mass murders, the sex strike should only include sex. Blowjobs do not count. Because if people start going fucking full on nothing, there's gonna be a fucking, there's gonna be an uptick in some domestic violence.
This is not gonna be great.
They're just trying to do the whole No Not November thing that guys are doing.
Oh shit. That was dumb.
No,
That was
so
the
dumb.
stupidest fucking thing.
Who thought of that?
No Nut November. Who the fuck comes up with that shit? I think it's dumb too how people are so quick to like hop into like fads and trends and shit. Like the thing that's been going around for a while. So it's resurfaced. So I would say about a year ago it popped up, and then it got debunked, and it like went away, and then it just came back again recently thanks to the Chicago Cubs. Is the like the 3 sign, or the game that we used to play when we were in like fucking middle school
From Malcolm in
and
the
high
Middle?
school. Yeah. Where you put the P, and if you put the P below your fucking waist and you get your buddy to look at it, you get to punch him.
Yeah.
That's the game.
They're still doing that.
They still do that now.
Shit.
Yeah. And then if you were close enough and you got to put your finger in the middle of the circle, you got to punch that person.
Yep.
The game's been around fucking
Long time.
forever. Like I was talking to Chris about, shout out to Chris.
What's up, Chris?
And he said he was doing it when he was in high school, and he graduated in fucking 97.
Yeah.
So like the game has been around forever. So with the great invention of the internet, and if let me put this up. Are you familiar with 4chan?
They fuck. What was their big thing?
Okay, well this. So in a couple
No,
different things. There's a couple. I'll get to that too. So if Twitter is a cesspool and Reddit is hell, 4chan is like Dante's Inferno, like the 9th ring of hell. It is the grossest fucking place on the internet. Outside of like 2 Girls, 1 Cup or Mr.
I wouldn't be surprised if it
Hands.
started there.
Yeah. So they started this thing about a year ago where they said that this symbol stands for white power because they're trolling people. It's a fucking troll. It's a fucking message board where people just go and troll people. So then everyone started freaking out. They were like, "Oh my god, all these people are making these hand symbols. They're all saying white power. Everyone's a racist." And it's like, all right, well, let's stop and think about this too. And they have all these pictures of all the people in the NBA after they hit a three-pointer, throwing their hand in the air like this because that means like 3 points. And then all of the people like taking random pictures, so the game has evolved too. When we used to play it in high school and middle school, it was in person. Like, you did it to everyone you were in class with. Now kids just fucking do it in the pictures that they take. So it's kind of dumb, as most things have gotten in today's day and age. So it's like you don't actually get to fucking punch anybody because it's in a picture. So like, oh yeah, made you look, alright, cool, but that's not the point of the game. Whatever, that aside. So it started on 4chan, and it's fucking stupid, and it came back into fruition, I guess you can say, last week, because the Chicago Cubs banned someone for life from Wrigley because there was a black reporter interviewing someone, and there was a person behind the two people that were in the interview making that symbol, and then everyone was like, oh my god, that stands for white power, that's racist, the interviewer is black, you're banned for life. And it's like, are you guys fucking serious? Like, you guys realize that this thing has been debunked for like fucking 9 months now. Like, this was last year, this was a thing, and everyone was freaking out. And then everyone was like, oh yeah, that's right, 4chan is dumb. Because you know what else started on 4chan, which is my favorite fucking troll of all time? It's called free bleeding.
I have no idea what this is.
This is another troll that started on 4chan that said women need to stop being shamed for bleeding when they have their period, and they need to stop wearing pads and tampons, and they need to free bleed through their clothes. People actually started doing this. People actually fucking did it. It started as a troll, and people believe this shit.
So from the guys that brought you Chocolate Rain, LOL Cats,
Yes.
and Rickrolling,
Yes.
people at... Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
There was one other one too that started on 4chan.
I was trying to Google
that I
it,
can't
but
remember.
The big ones are Chocolate Rain, the LOL Cats, Rickrolling. I'm thinking there's something that I'm missing. It started on 4chan and
It just like blew up into something stupid.
something insane.
But that's what it is like people start these things as a troll, and back to my original point like 10 minutes ago, people are so fucking stupid, and they will believe literally anything.
Well, no one will think for themselves anymore.
Right. They're like, oh, I saw this on the internet. It's gotta be true. Oh, free bleeding? Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna do that. I'm just gonna bleed through shit. Like, what?
It even comes... I know I was talking about it a couple shows ago, but it's like when people won't figure things out on their own, it's like, oh, the internet told me that I'm gonna free bleed now, so I guess I'll just do it.
Yeah.
It's what people are doing. Like, no, actually, no, they're not.
Yeah.
They weren't. Now they are.
Right. It's, I don't know, people, and people are still believing shit that goes on places like 4chan and Reddit and stuff. They're like, oh, this must be a thing. It's like, no, guys, just stop for a second and think about this. Does this seem like a good idea? Because it doesn't seem like a good idea to me.
If it looks like a duck and it swims like a duck.
Yeah. Like this stupid...
It's probably a polar bear.
Like the stupid fucking punching game that 12-year-olds have been playing for probably 25 years, if not longer.
The other thing
does not mean white power.
So I know, like, if you do it with in the shape of a P, obviously that, you know.
P
whatever.
stands for punch.
But people throw it up when they hit a 3 for 3 points.
For 3 points.
What was 3 for the bean? I remember that. That was a thing.
3 for the bean?
Yeah, people used to do that for Boston. I have no idea what it fucking means.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not in with the lingo.
Yeah,
never really was.
Not real hip.
Not
a hip man.
My street cred is severely suffering. Always has. Never was very good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't have further to go when you start at the bottom.
Hey, can't fall short of expectations if there aren't any.
That's true. So that's that dumb shit. But yeah, people are fucking stupid. I feel like I say that a lot.
That's because people are the worst kind of people.
Yeah. People fucking suck. So, the weight loss challenge. The weigh-ins.
Sunday, right?
The weigh-ins.
So this is coming out tomorrow.
This will come out tomorrow morning.
3 days from weigh-ins?
Yeah, so this is the last show before the weigh-ins. The official weigh-ins. I doubt Vinny is gonna fucking listen, and I know for a fact Bill doesn't listen to this.
Finn could. Oh, he's
Finn-
on your team.
But
Is he also
I'm
like?
down to 180.3 pounds. When we started the challenge, I was at 190. And when I started my whole, like, gotta get my fucking shit together, I was 201. So I'm down effectively 21 pounds since fucking January.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah. So I feel good about our fucking chances, but I feel like Vinny is a wild card.
He is a severe wild card. Because when I saw him that weekend, he came down to help at the gym. I actually noticed that he looked leaner.
Yeah.
I also noticed that Finn looked leaner too.
Finn, I told Finn, him and I were texting the other day, and I was like, dude, like, you have great fucking genetics.
Well, I was Asians.
Well, I mean, his dad's a
Dude,
fucking big guy,
Yeah.
and his mom is German, so he's got the German fucking built like fucking machine, and then his dad is just fucking jacked.
Yeah. So outside of sumo wrestlers, Asians don't get fat.
Yeah, right.
But, like Chris even noticed. He goes, "Oh, dude, your buddy's like lost a bunch of weight." So actually, I noticed both of them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't know shit for you because I have to fucking see you every day.
Yeah.
But like I noticed them too. But dude, that was like 3 full weeks ago, almost 4 full weeks.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Vinny could really. And I even said that at the first one. Vinny had the most opportunity.
Right.
It would be
Right.
the easiest for him to shed the most.
Because he had the highest percent body fat.
He had the highest percent, probably the most weight, I assume. Just
Yeah, I think he
probably just body weight in general.
Yeah.
But also,
I think he was 210.
he was probably doing the least amount of good things.
Yeah, yeah.
So
He had the most room for improvement.
yeah, that's what I mean. Is he was probably doing the least as is, and probably the most harm at the same time.
True.
So it's almost like if you can, get rid of like a bunch of those things.
If he had cut back to drinking 3 days a week and like going to the gym, 3 days a week.
Well, dude,
that's an exponential increase.
Like he theoretically could have won this thing as simply as like not drinking beer and only drinking fucking
Vodka.
like clear alcohols for rich women on diets.
Yeah.
And then like shutting his phone off and not ordering food.
Yeah.
Like to his house, like only like cooking his own food, and
Right.
like whether he cooked good shit or not.
Right.
And then like still drank, but like didn't drink beer, he probably would have made a fucking severe dent.
Yeah.
In those numbers, and like that's the way I looked at it the whole time.
I mean, I've known the whole time too. He's the fucking wild card because Bill works so fucking much, and like even though he works in a gym, he's always fucking doing something. So like he was probably gonna, and he also had the lowest percent body fat. He was at 17% body fat.
Yeah.
So like, people listening are like, oh, 17% body fat, like that's kind of a lot, but it's not really for like an average person. So like to get down from 17, it's pretty hard. Like it's already relatively low.
Yeah.
Again, outside of fucking like bodybuilders.
No, we're talking about just normal dudes.
Asshole fucking CrossFitters.
Normal dudes.
Yeah, so 17 is pretty low for a normal dude. So I didn't see him going down a ton there. Like at best, he might get to like 15.
But it also depends on how,
Because he already also ate pretty well.
That's what I mean.
He never really drinks a ton anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say it did kind of depend on what he was doing in the first place.
Right. Right.
And if it was just like a little bit of like, a little bit of laziness here and there, like, a little bit of getting loose with the diet, it's like, dude, that's not gonna be like huge improvement.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know Finn's been working. He's been he's been super quiet about everything.
Oh, he's got to be
So, like,
absolutely fucking samuraiing this thing around.
Me and Vinny have been talking a lot of shit, and like occasionally Bill will chime in. Like Vinny will like send us because we have a group chat with the 4 of us, and Vinny will send a picture of like his dinner, and then Bill will like send him some like encouraging words, being like, "Attaboy, Vinny, like go get him" or whatever.
Okay, Bill.
Yeah, and
imagine if
so
this whole
me and
time
him-
Bill was just like he wasn't actually gonna do anything himself. He was just gonna push all his chips in on Vinny to cover for both of them.
yeah, just hoping that Vinny lost like 7% body fat.
I mean, seven's aggressive, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I think to win, I think the winning team needs 7%.
So like 3.5 each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the number I'm thinking is gonna win. A combined 7%.
I don't know if it'll be that high.
But like if that's right, like if you get that number, like there's not a chance. Like you're not gonna lose. Like someone's not getting 8%. Like one team's not getting 8.
Oh yeah,
Like,
'cause
get
you
7,
gotta
you're gonna
you gotta
win.
think honestly. His room is really about 1,
Right.
and then 6 for one person is a lot.
And then Vinny.
How long has it been?
Vinny
Like
was
5,
at
6 weeks.
21%, I think.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So even if
He ain't coming down to 15.
right.
I thought he was
Yes.
like 24.
Chris Wagner's out for tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah, Nola Chari's coming back in.
local guy.
Local guy.
Wags.
So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel pretty good about myself. Like I said, like I'm down 10 pounds overall.
What was it? Body fat percentage?
It was percentage, yeah.
Decrease? Was the winner not pounds?
Yes.
Okay.
It was combined. I have my sheet right here. Combined body. fat percent loss.
muscle mass too, though.
That was a side bet
Oh.
for me and Bill. Is the most muscle mass added. I was 191 when we weighed in, and my body fat percentage was 19.3. So we were all relatively close. Vinny was 21, Finn was 20, I was 19, and then Bill was 17.
I didn't realize he was only at 21.
Yeah, or maybe 22 or like 21.8. He was somewhere around there.
Okay.
But yeah, so then the other side bet is between me and Vinny, and it is most percent of body weight loss, so just weight in general. So it's percent of the original.
Yeah.
So because I made it thinking like he's bigger, he has more to lose. So if we both lose 10 pounds, I win.
Right.
Because I'm smaller, I had less to lose to begin with. He started with, so if he was 210 and I was 191, that's an extra 20 pounds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, proportionately.
we got a lot of fucking shit riding on Sunday. The losing team buys booze for the house for the weekend of Memorial Day. So
That's
literally, I don't think my wallet can handle that. So I don't have a fucking choice. That's why I've been in the gym twice a day for the last fucking 3 weeks.
I would just start dehydrating yourself right now.
this weekend Memorial Day?
Next weekend. We weigh in. On Sunday because we're gonna be away for Memorial Day, so we're weighing in the weekend before. Yeah, I'm this week I'm full carnivore. That's it. Just red meat and eggs.
Did you buy any Mexican ephedra?
No. You know what? To be totally honest, and again, they may or may not listen to this, but I debated, like, making a phone call.
Oh, gassing up?
Yeah.
Going fucking Bud Selig on this thing?
And then I was like, no, I can't do that. Like, if I'm gonna do this, like, I don't want to cheat. Or even, not even that, even just getting, like, you know, Mexican ephedra. Like, going that route, and there's this stuff called clenbuterol. It's actually
Shredded.
It's the stuff that's mysteriously in Mexican cows. Like all those guys that pop for Clen, like Canelo Alvarez popped for it. He was like, "Oh, it's in the meat in Mexico." Like I don't know, must have been the cheeseburger that I ate or something. And it's like, Shredded.
Dude, you take that stuff.
I thought about it and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to just. Still on the table. I may do it after the challenge.
Yeah, but I mean,
but
at that point, you're just harming yourself, not the gamesmanship.
right. Yeah, I didn't want to cheat at the end of the day. Even though, like I said, I don't know if my wallet can handle a fucking loss. The amount of fucking booze that we're gonna drink, so we're just gonna we just buy it to supply for the weekend. So I mean, you gotta figure we're gonna drink at least
Oh man.
4 30s
At least.
and 3 bottles of liquor.
You know what? I will say,
We don't drink as heavily
Not
on
a ton of
Memorial
liquor.
Day as we do on. No, the opposite. On Memorial Day last year when we went to
a lot of
Fagali,
liquor.
we drank way more liquor and we had a bunch of
Oh.
beers left over.
Gross.
Yeah.
Because we bought like a handle of vodka last year and we didn't even drink it at the Cape.
Well, see, the difference is that the girls are there on Memorial Day.
Oh.
So they want to make like margaritas and shit and do all kinds of stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, which then turns into I'm just gonna drink straight tequila. Yeah. So, I mean,
That's good though. You
it's
guys,
gonna
hey,
get
you guys will all be,
expensive.
you guys are all gonna be down in weight and drinking fucking heavily. That should go well for
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah, it's gonna go great.
Should be a really awesome Tuesday.
Gonna be a fucking cheap date. Yeah, that Tuesday's gonna blow. But I mean, it blew last year too, so whatever.
It's never good. I didn't do Memorial Day last year, but the Cape that Monday is just
Yeah. Oh my God.
drive me off the bridge.
That group text that we all had going. We were like, can we just drive off the fucking Bourne Bridge
I still hold that against you.
for not taking the hard right?
Yeah, we could have driven off the bridge.
Yeah, we definitely could have pulled it off. But with our luck, we would have survived.
Yeah, probably someone would have saved us. Jamie's boat would have been below us. He would have fucking pulled us into safety.
Oh man. Oh, you want to wrap this up?
Yeah, we can wrap up.
All right. You got a final thought?
Yeah. So I had my golf tournament this past week, Monday, Tuesday, and so this was the team tournament. It's this one's through Mass Golf, so this one's actually like legitimate. So anyone that's in tune with, I guess Massachusetts golf, I don't know. They made it so.
Is that what Mass Golf stands for?
Yeah.
Didn't know.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Well, it used to be called MGA, but there's also the Metropolitan Golf Association.
Okay.
So that gets confusing. So they changed it to Mass Golf.
Yeah.
So, like in the state, the Mass Golf events are like the legitimate ones, and so the tournament I played, where it was the team tournament. The guy who went to the 2018 Masters from Brockton, the firefighter.
Yeah.
So
Parziale?
So Matt Parziale, it's him and another guy. They've won it as a team twice. They lost in a playoff in 2018. They finished second in 2019. And his partner has also won it like 4 additional times. So
they're not bad.
So they're pretty good. And like I'm looking at the handicaps for some of these guys at the top. I'm like, this is insane. Like I'm a 3.1. That's a good golfer.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking 5.5 shots worse than guys. I'm like, that is ridiculous.
Yeah, they're just plus handicaps.
They're plus handicaps.
Yeah.
So we played. Weather on Monday was okay, and then yesterday, high, 46 degrees.
Awesome.
And it just continued. It like drizzled a bunch, and it was just fucking horrible out there. But I played okay yesterday. I did not play okay on Monday. And I think I talked about the best ball tournament where I couldn't control my golf ball like whatsoever. Did I talk about that on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I think that was your final thought on the Chris episode.
it came back. It came back again. I was hitting the ball like just snap hooks into the trees, fucking punching out, not doing so hot with it, losing my fucking irons left, which I never do. Fucking, I needed James to like even just like remotely hold it together.
But you know what it was you weren't lining your balls up with your ball, Remember we talked about that? You gotta line your dick and balls with the golf ball, so you make sure it's centered.
I remember telling you this yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
You gotta use your dick and balls as the line for your balls.
So you're saying put the ball in the middle of my stance, which would...
Yeah. You gotta, preferably your balls, because your dick probably hangs to one side or the other, and then things aren't gonna be even.
So anyone that is a aspiring golfer or wants to get in the game, strike that from the record.
No. That's definitely what you gotta do.
Strike that from the record.
No.
I actually read an article today,
Remember,
bro.
write it down, actually. Get it tattooed on your fucking forehead.
Quick,
Backwards, too, so when you look in the mirror, it's forward.
quick article about ball position and whatnot. It's like, I don't know why we needed an article on this. We know this.
Yeah. You just put the ball in between your legs.
Stop. This is fucking preposterous. But, so the best part about this tournament, the Mass 4 Ball, is last year at the Mid-Am, which I qualified for, I'm sitting during a rain delay, so there's a trend here. So during the rain delay, I'm sitting down there with some of these guys that are at the top, and these guys are really good, and they've been good for a long time.
Yeah.
And one of the guys has a cart cover, and he didn't want to get in the cart with anybody, but he ended up getting stuck. He lost the coin flip, so he got a guy in his cart, but the guy had a propane heater to put in the cart. And he goes, yeah, you get in there, you throw the cover over, it's great in there. They're like, oh, why do you get that thing? He goes, well, dude, every year we play the Mass 4 Ball, and the weather's god-awful. Like, every single year. It's always terrible. So, I sat there. I remember the story, so I'm telling it now.
Yeah.
No one retold it to me. Mass 4 Ball. I'm registered. I'm in. And the day before, I'm scrambling. Trying to find rain gear and trying to be prepared for this thing. I sat there in the fucking locker room listening to these guys tell me that the weather was going to be terrible, because it always is.
Yeah.
And I did nothing about it, and then get mad on Sunday when I'm not ready. Turns out it was fine.
Sounds about right.
Got away with it. I got the luck. I got the good draw in this one.
Yeah.
But then it's like funny because I'm out there, and one of the guys we played with, he's like, "Oh, you guys ever played this thing?" We're like, "No, this is the first time. What about you?" He goes, "Yeah, I mean, I played it, but I haven't played it in a while. The weather's just always so terrible." I looked at it, I go, "So why'd you pick this year? Like,
Yeah.
the weather fucking sucks."
Yeah.
I think it was close to his house, so we probably didn't care, but like, fucking 46 degrees and raining, no sun.
That's gross.
In May.
In the middle of May.
Middle of May.
Yeah, that's awful. That's like what I would expect, like the first week of March.
Yeah, but, I mean, we probably did get that in March, because I played a few times in March.
Yeah.
And I typically don't play in 45. Or I play in 45 in sun, but I don't play in 45 in cloudy or 45 in rain.
Yeah.
Which apparently makes me a pretentious piece of shit. Those are my words.
Okay.
I heard someone breaking it down. Like, yeah, winter golf's great. The courses are empty, ball's a little firm. You just got to club up one or two. And when you club up one or two, usually you don't end up short, so you actually end up playing better. He goes, it's great.
Interesting take.
I did that yesterday, though. I hit one club extra every time I hit the ball okay. So weird.
Oh, there you go.
So strange.
Weird how that works. Well, so my final thought is big surprise here. There's been a consistent theme. It's Game of Thrones related. So this is probably the second to last, because let's be real, my final thought for Monday's show is probably going to have something to do with fucking... No, because that's not...
No, because we have to
We're
record
going to record before then.
Friday or Sunday.
Yeah, before the episode. But whenever we record after the fucking series finale, it's probably what I'm going to talk about. But anyway, I've been seeing since the last episode, so episode 5 came out this last Sunday, and the internet has been going fucking bananas over Daenerys turning into making the full heel turn, to quote Finn, because him and I were talking about this the other day. I had texted him, so anyone that's been listening to the show for a while knows that Finn is the go-to guy when it comes to anything entertainment related. Movies, television, he's just the fucking guy. He's the man when it comes to that shit. He knows all that stuff. He, appreciates different aspects of movies and television shows and shit like that. So I typically go to him whenever, like, I'm like, hey man, like, this is how I feel, like, is this okay? Like, am I being a piece of shit or whatever? So everyone all over fucking Twitter and Instagram since Sunday has been bitching, saying like, oh, we watched Daenerys plot arc for 7.5 seasons and she tried to do so much good, and now in this season she's just fucking killing everyone and makes a bad turn. So him and I were talking, and you know, literally all it is, people are just fucking butthurt that their favorite character is now a villain. Like, because that's what it is. She's the villain now, because I'm going to tell you, like, the way Game of Thrones works all the time, too, is the second to last episode of the season is, like, when all the big shit goes down, and then the last episode is, like, still kind of important, but, like, you know, it's always that second to last one that's the big one. So I'm calling it right now. Jon Snow is going to kill Daenerys in the series finale. I don't know if he's still going to yet take the Iron Throne, but Daenerys is going to be fucking dead by the end of Sunday night. Jon Snow is all that's going to be left. It's what it's set up for. He's the good guy. Now she's the bad guy, bad girl, whatever. She's a bad girl. So people are just fucking butthurt about it, and they're like, "Well, the show's ruined. This season sucks. They've cut corners here and there. Everything is rushed. They completely fucked up Daenerys' plot arc. She was never bad. Now she's fucking bad." And I look at that and I say, false. Because all throughout this fucking series, all she's wanted to do is kill people and fucking burn everything. And she's had some great advisors with her along the way. And I know you haven't watched a ton of it. But all of her advisors are always like, no, Daenerys, like, you can't do that because this is gonna fuck shit up. And then people won't follow you and all this stuff. All she's wanted to do, forever. She watched her brother fucking die getting melted gold poured on his head. And she was just like, he got what he deserved. Like, she's always had it in her to be a fucking villain. But the people that have surrounded her have always, like I said, talked her out of it. And now guess what? All those people, all her advisors, they're fucking dead. So there was no one left to tell her to stop. So in that last episode, she fucking snapped, and she went full fucking crazy Targaryen, and guess what? That's just the way the fucking cookie crumbles, guys. It's a fucking entertaining show, so stop fucking bitching about it and stop trying to make it political, because that's the other thing that's been going on.
Oh, okay, I have not seen
I've seen people I saw one person say, I'm sick to my stomach watching the two guys, I forget the name, the two guys that are writers, both males, and she used the word mansplain how Daenerys has changed this season or whatever. And I immediately unfollowed, and I was like, I need to get the fuck off Twitter right now, because I am only going to get angry. So now people are trying to make it political, saying like, oh, they're just doing this because the writers are male and she's a female. And fuck you. That's my message. To anyone that thinks that a fucking TV show about dragons and fucking medieval times is somehow trying to push a political agenda, fuck you.
This was the same thing with Captain Marvel, though.
Yeah.
Oh, how can we sit here and, you know, I'm sick and tired of being force-fed, you know, female empowerment. Don't watch the movie.
Yeah.
Get the fuck off Rotten Tomatoes. Stop reviewing a movie you haven't seen.
Yeah.
Like, that was the whole review bomb thing.
I think part of that was also satire as well. Because that's, like, women always, not always, but they've bitched and complained about how there's never, like, a strong female superhero, and now the one comes out, so now I think I'm saying part of that was men were being satirical, being like, oh, I can't believe, down with the matriarchy, you know, like,
okay, fine, but rating a movie,
yeah,
like, you know,
Yeah.
no tomatoes, or I don't know how they're rating.
Yeah.
I give this movie no tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes.
I give this movie no tomatoes
Yeah.
because whatever.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like the right format. Twitter seems better. Reddit seems best for that.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, I just shut the fuck up, watch the show, and be entertained. And you know what? This might blow some fucking people's minds, but if you don't like the show anymore, and you don't like the way the writers took the last season, wait, are you ready? I hope you're sitting down. You don't have to watch. You can stop watching.
Well, also remember, as much as you might think that they write for fans, they ain't writing for the fans, they're writing for themselves.
Right, exactly.
They are not writing for you.
No, they never have.
No one has.
The entire series has been about, like, subverting everything. Like, they built up Ned Stark with Ned Flanders for you.
Trevelyan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean Bean. They built up his whole character in season 1. Second to last episode of season 1, they fucking cut his head off. When that happened, that was the first time. Again, this is probably 2008, 2009, around then.
When it came out.
It was the first season
was
yeah.
2011.
Okay, so no one had ever done that before, where they just had a main character for the entire, and then in the end of the first season, they just fucking whacked the main character.
Yeah, well.
And that's what got the show popular, and that's what led to everything. And like, they always like fucked around with people, and they were like, just when you started to like a character, they fucking killed him off. Then like. So then it's like, oh, Ned Stark dies. And it's like, oh, well, you know, Robb Stark's pretty cool. And now he's going to lead a battle through season 2 and then carry it into season 3. And then he's going to start winning some battles. And then he's like, holy shit, Robb Stark's king in the north. Second to last episode of season 3, fucking Red Wedding. They killed him, and they killed his mother, and they killed his wife, his pregnant wife. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, this is what this show has done forever. They've taken your expectations, and they were like, huh, that's cute. And they fucking crumble them up, they throw them away, and then they fucking piss on it. So, like, anyone that's like, oh, I can't believe what they've done to Daenerys, like, we loved her, like, yeah, well, guess what?
They don't care.
You also loved Ned Stark, and you also loved Robb Stark, and you probably also began to love Theon at some point, and they fucking killed him. Like, this is what they do. This is what they do. Like, I just can't stand people bitching about it and trying to make it political. So again, if that's you, fuck you. That's my final thought. So that's going to do it for us.
Yeah, I got nothing to add.
Thanks everybody for listening. You can find us on iTunes, Spotify, literally anywhere podcasts are available. We found out last week that we're up on CastBox too. Shout out to those 2 subscribers on CastBox. Keeping it strong. Make sure you do subscribe to us wherever you're listening. And if you're on iTunes, you can leave us a review. So do that too. It helps us out in the rankings and everything. You can find us on YouTube. Video shows are back. We're going. No more fucking issues. I'm gonna smash the shit out of that camera. I might make a YouTube video on my phone of me smashing the camera, Office Space style. And you can find us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. You can find us on Twitter at Sarcasm_speaks. Again, we've been doing, Bobby's been doing some great live tweeting on events. So make sure you follow us on Twitter. And you can see some of the hilarious fucking tweets that go out during some of the big events that go on. There's been some really good stuff. What else? Oh, spread the word too. You know, if you like the show, chances are, you know, the people that are close to you will also enjoy it. You probably have the same sense of humor, like the same dumb shit, like us, fucking dumb assholes over here. So tell some people about it, and let's get this podcast going and see some growth happening here. So again, thank you guys for those that have been listening for a while, or welcome to those who are new, and we appreciate all you guys. So let's spread this thing. Good night. say, let's spread this thing like fucking herpes.